Students were absolutely important for my professional development. Sure. This is TeachOn. Hi, my name is Eric Nelson. I'm a high school social studies teacher at North Lakes Academy Charter School in Twin Cities, Minnesota. The past 2 or 3 years, I've really thought about getting out of the profession. Something I've loved. It's something I spend a lot of time doing. It's something I'm super passionate and enthusiastic about. But I spent a lot of time thinking about whether or not it was worth it. And just recently found some mentoring, found some help, found some cool support systems, and really kind of reinvigorated my love of teaching. And so as of September of this past year, my mindset has totally shifted away from getting out and continuing to get in to the world of teaching, especially high school social studies. In my classroom as a way to sort of trick students into reading news. They were sort of bored and disengaged when learning about the world in which they lived, and I just realized I was learning a lot about the NFL just by playing fantasy football, and I thought, I wonder if I could do this with my students. And tried it the next day, had them draft countries, and we followed them in the news, and they got points every time their countries were popping up in the news, and kind of took off. And then I heard about this thing called Startup Weekend EDU, Startup Weekend Education, and over my summer I was sort of exploring how I could get some help developing this because I have zero sort of programming skills and coding skills. Still don't, but I know the lingo. And I ended up just signing up for Startup Weekend EDU in Chicago in September during the summer, and just went as kind of a way to explore developing this more and pitched the idea, and it ended up being the top idea there. And I got a team of developers and marketers, and just kind of hacked a text solution. I had been doing all the scoring manually with RSS feeds and Google Trends. We hacked a text solution. It was some of the coolest professional development I ever had. My mindset shift happened in New Orleans. I was there for 3 weeks. We were hacking on this stuff. I was working with a developer I had met at Startup Weekend, and we were trying to put together an MVP, a minimum viable product to sort of test with other teachers, and it was all awesome. I was learning so much, and it was super hard. And just being away from my classroom, my school was kind enough to kind of give me a 3 week sub, and I went to New Orleans, just not really knowing exactly what was happening, but I needed a little change and wanted some time to work on this, and so through that time, it just kind of clarified for me what I was most passionate about. And it was teaching and working on projects, especially education projects that make that a little more efficient and engaging for students. And so that was the start of it. Transforms the learning experience when you apply it to learning. Before I think the whole fantasy geopolitics development experience happened, I had experimented in my classroom when stuff wasn't working with Socratic seminars for a whole 3 weeks. I simply asked questions and asked students questions, just in an effort to see what would happen and to see what worked and what didn't. When I was frustrated because something wasn't working, I tried something totally different. But this allowed me to really just sort of step back,
Yeah.
and the technology became the sort of the teacher, and then the students became the teacher, and I became a coach at best, which was awesome. and an even better student. So it really helped me. I'd probably say, that person was me, so I'd probably like say the exact opposite of what I wanted to say, because someone like that is oppositional a little bit. I'd say, explore that opportunity. That might be just what you need, but then I'd say, but first, check this out. And then I'd point to something like Startup Weekend EDU,
Mhm.
4.0 Schools Launch Program. I feel like a lot of the very best teachers are entrepreneurs at heart because they see the problem and they own the problem on a daily basis and they actively work to solve that problem. And I think some of the frustrations lie in the system that is a problem. So you can work and work and work and try to solve the problems in your classroom, but you look beyond your classroom on a daily basis and you see that it's not going to work because you have to reimagine the entire thing. And I think entrepreneurialism has the I don't know, the potential, I think, to really rethink the way we do school in the United States of America.